We are rainbow intricate. The stars in our heads pulsate, and we create. Our minds are our hands, our tools, our food. In the distance is a city that is always as far as the horizon, a mirage that keeps moving. I think this city is a wish. The stars expand brilliantly. They play chess with the sky and ask if they can stab their dagger rays through the soft wool of clouds. The stars dance and tangle with stolen antlers. They ride the carnival of wormholes from galaxy to galaxy, then back to me.
Hello, everyone. We are members of the Hidden Ladder Collective, a rapidly growing tidal wave of creative energy based out of Portland, Maine. Canned culture does not create us, but instead we create our own universes through art.
We bring art out of the cages of the museum and onto the street where it's interactive and accessible. Art belongs to all people, and it belongs to all of our senses. The boundaries between mediums have been shattered.
Boredom is unacceptable. Inside of everyone is a hidden ladder that leads to a universe of their own creation. We are compelled to keep climbing our hidden ladders and to help others find theirs.
Our mission is to help you climb your hidden ladder, which is the bridge between possibility and reality. The first step towards doing this is to simply value your ideas, no matter how small they are. The second step is to just nurture and share those ideas with others to allow them to grow. And third, once you've grown them, to let them loose into the world.
So my name's William Hessian, and when I was young, I was extremely shy. And words just were not my form of communication. For me, drawings and sketches were a much easier way to put my ideas down. And I realized pretty quickly that these drawings and ideas were very important for me to hang on to and to keep with me. And so what I would do is take those drawings and keep them in a shoebox. And that shoebox eventually was overflowing with those ideas. And I decided, okay, I need more than one shoebox. I'll go ahead and have multiple shoeboxes. And I began separating my ideas out. And I'd have one shoebox that had my fantasy ideas, my creature drawings, and another one for my science fiction ideas and inventions, another one for comic book ideas, and another one that was just a box filled with old playing cards with drawings of robots on them. Now, eventually, even these boxes were overflowing, and I had to upgrade to suitcases, much like this overflowing suitcase here. And so my ideas would come with me in the form of suitcases from Minnesota to New England and all around the country. And as of this moment, I'm up to 9 suitcases filled with my ideas.
Hey everybody, I'm Abbeth Russell, and when I was a kid, I loved bugs. So I filled sketchbooks with drawings of bugs and poems about bugs, and since then, I've carried a sketchbook with me everywhere I go. I really want to make sure that I can catch every idea I have before it flies away, like a bug. Over time, I graduated from mostly drawing bugs to drawing all sorts of strange creatures from my imagination. Some of them still resemble bugs a little bit. About 10 years ago, I was sitting in a coffee shop in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I was drawing in my sketchbook, and I drew a strange creature. I drew a ladder with a face. I never could have imagined where this ladder would lead me.
I'm John Silas, and as far back as I can remember, I've been planting ideas to be had later. In most situations, I feel like I can do little more than to catch a fleeting one-liner and log it on the closest piece of crumpled paper or a receipt before it scoots away. Now, in the situation, in the moment, these ideas seem useless to me, but with faith that I'll find them later, I let them grow and rediscover them ripe and with greater insight. My organization process is a little bit more trashy than the others because I literally store my ideas in trash bags. They're in no particular order at all, but I always feel like I can find the exact one that I need at the exact right moment.
So the second step, climbing your hidden ladder, is to nurture and share those ideas. Now, it's crucially important to give those ideas the time and the space and the energy to allow them to grow. It's also really important to collaborate, to climb out of your own head and allow those ideas to grow perhaps like larger than yourself. And so for me personally, dealing with being shy and having a hard time really connecting with people, it was very important to sit down with somebody and open up one of my suitcases or my shoe boxes and kind of show people what I had. And if I did do that, I'd make a real connection. And at the same time, I'd be populating new ideas for that box. However, if I took the same box and I opened it up for a room full of people, like for instance at one of our Sunday night art nights, something much different happens. Because, for instance, the box that I had that was the old playing cards with robot drawings on them, what happened when I shared that with a room full of people is that everyone kind of got involved. They helped transform this box of ideas. They became lead play testers. They started drawing more ideas, coming up with new parts of the game, helped write the rule book, and eventually, together, we created PBL Robots. It's a card and dice game where you have, much like my original ideas, this robot card. There's a hole in the center. You slide in a little pilot. You actually attach additional cards on to make the robot stronger. You're building up your robot. Then you roll dice to try to battle your opponent. So through the collaboration and being willing to sit down with one person and share the ideas, and then a room full of people to share the ideas, it grew much bigger than I had imagined and turned into a real product.
So I kept drawing these ladders with faces over and over in my sketchbooks, and I wrote poems about them, and I called these creatures the ladder people. And I eventually turned the ladder people into a comic book called Legend of the Ladder People, which I copied thousands of times and shared with thousands of human people. So sharing these comic books inspired me to build masks and puppets and giant sculptures of the ladder people. And I worked with artists and musicians and performers from the collective, and together we put on an elaborate musical puppet show. So working with these other artists and the combination of all of their talents brought the entire universe of the ladder people to life in ways that really would not have been possible if I had just kept them trapped between the pages of my sketchbooks. And on that day 10 years ago, when I drew what seemed like a silly ladder with a face, I could not have imagined that sharing this idea with others would allow it to become something so much larger than myself. It even became the logo for our art collective, Hidden Ladder Collective, which is the type of creative community I had always dreamed of building and being a part of.
So my little scraps of paper and one-liners almost inevitably turn into songs that I share with the collective. For example, a morbid nursery rhyme that I wrote while I was working at an insurance company and kind of hating my life goes like this. The clocks can't rest their tired arms, relax their tired faces. They can't erase the meaning their existence has created. But with vanity intact, these thoughtless decorations serve to symbolize the plight of an enslaved imagination. Not only did that become a song, and one of my favorite songs that I've written actually, but with the help of the collective, the idea behind it actually became visual art too. And I'd never imagined that I'd ever be a visual artist, let alone be in really awesome interactive art shows. But with the help of the collective, the lines between the mediums have really blurred, and I've really been able to grow as an artist.
Eventually, your ideas will take shape. The stars will expand brilliantly. They will play chess with the sky. And when all of your pieces are in the perfect position, you'll know that it's time to flood the world with what you've created.
Simply from valuing our small ideas, sharing them and nurturing them with others, and letting them loose into the world, amazing things have happened for us over the past couple of years.
Like our Sunday night art nights, which have been going on now for 3 years.
And Turnstile Thursday, which is an open mic TV show based in Portland, Maine, and it provides a platform for creative experimentation.
Like Hidden Ladder Records, where bands like the Bumbling Woo-Ha's, Miles Bullen, and the Graptolites have found a stage.
And busking on the street with juggling and live music.
And the Creative Community Coalition, which we formed to protect the rights of artists to sell their work on the street in Portland, Maine.
Like our 12-hour marathon events, where we create a new unique piece of art every hour for 12 hours straight with anybody that walks up off the sidewalk.
And our interactive art shows, where literally anybody that walks into the art show becomes the art show itself.
And art classes where we can share our passions with people of all ages.
PBL Robots, where our game that we design has actually become a legitimate business.
And Hidden Ladder Press, which you all should have in your bags, which is a newspaper where we take the ideas and the projects of the entire collective and we put them together in a newspaper to share all around the country.
So you can start climbing your hidden ladder right now. Think about your own ideas, dreams, and passions, no matter how small they are or how impossible they seem.
And those ideas that you're thinking about, may have had for a long time, this is actually also a perfect opportunity, like right now, today, to share those ideas and climb the second step of the ladder. It might be mentioning it to somebody that you're sitting next to now or somebody across the room or later today. But the idea really is just to be willing to share those ideas and see what happens, because your ideas might take you for a ride, very similar to the way that like our ideas have been taking us for a ride, quite literally, in Mookie, our big green van with the main plates out front. You can see him. And Mookie's taken us from Maine to California for this talk.
And hopefully he'll take us all the way back to the East Coast. So we're speaking to you right now, well, in the middle of a 2-month-long tour around the country, featuring our artwork, music, and games. We're doing our best to spread our mission into every nook and cranny of the country, and who knows where our hidden ladders will lead us in the next few years. Once you have opened your floodgates, remember, there are always more hidden ladders to climb.